Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. This is Sonny Jaldon live streaming from San Jose, California.
And this is Haydee Lumayno, live streaming from Metro Cebu, and you are watching Money and More.
Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Money and More. Thank you for tuning in to everybody in the Philippines and around the world.
Yes, Sonny, how are you? And how was your day today?
It's a great start of the day. All right, always a pleasure to be here. October na. Okay. Akalain mo yun, we're in the last 3 months of 2020. Biro mo yun, ang bilis pala ng panahon.
Oo nga, malapit ng Pasko. Sana yung regalo ko. Nakabili ka na ba?
Kung isi-send ko siya ngayon, darating siya ng January. Pasensya na lang, no? Kasi ganun talagang new normal ngayon.
Oo nga, no? Ang hirap ng deliveries. Anyway,
Sonny, during the start of the lockdown, parang ang bagal-bagal.
Ano yung magandang nangyari? Ngayong papasok na tayo na October, looking back, ano yung magandang nangyari sa'yo in September?
In September? Well, ang maganda, nag-start tayo ng channel na to, no? This channel, itong Money and More, what a great opportunity for us to spread financial literacy. So I'm very thankful for that. How about you?
Oo, di ba? Unexpectedly, alam mo naman, I never thought na makikita tayo dito sa sa social media live, no, internationally. So that was unexpected. And alam ko may iba pang magandang nangyari sa iyo this September. Pakikwento, ano 'yon, para malaman naman nila, no? Ay, alam mo, maganda yung magiging example on how we do something for our lives. Yung mga life goals, paano natin siya ma-achieve, no? So, kwento mo naman, ano yung nangyari?
Okay, so for those who know and for those who don't know also, I made my first major purchase, no? So bumili ako ng kotse dito, which is a milestone for me because for everybody who knows me, all right, parang nagulat sila kasi I've never had anything, I've never done something like this because of yun nga, um kahit kaya, no? Kahit kaya. Nung nasa Pilipinas, when I was still in the Philippines, hindi ako nakasasakyan, and a lot of people were asking me about that. Ba't wala kang sasakyan? Eh, can afford ka naman, ganun. Which was technically tama, true yun. Pero conscientious kasi ako sa mga gastos ko, no? Hindi naman kuripot, practical lang. So during the time nang nasa Pilipinas ako, there was no quote-unquote need, no, na magkasasakyan because yung trabaho ko when I was there, I was in 15 years po sa Cebu, no? Yung trabaho ko sa Cebu kasi brings me around the country around mga 20 days a month. Mga 20 days a month on the road ako.
Tama.
So, I mean, I was traveling, I was doing training and all of that. No? So, parang ang viewpoint ko kasi sa sasakyan during that time, and this may be counter, no, sa mga sa traditional na pag-iisip na kailangan ng sasakyan, kailangan ng kotse para maging successful. Na hindi ko siya kailangan, quote unquote, because kung meron man, if I ever had it, kon siya. Nakapark lang siya. I'm on the road 20 days a month, no? So, yung utility, hindi ko siya masyadong quote unquote gamit, no? And yung sa office, kung nasa office lang siya, kung nasa office man ako, nasa office ako. So, for the most part of the day, nasa parking lang siya. Yung ganun. So, yung utility ng I did not need it for my job, in other words. So,
yun nga yun ang isa sa mga things that I admired sa iyo, no, kasi you just spend for the for the need, hindi yung wants, no. Ayan, pinakita tuloy ni ni Direk, no.
Need kasi yun
So
yung Facebook
you are
post.
You are somebody na alam ko na hindi siya nagsispend on something else pag hindi siya necessity, and you really did apply kung ano yung discipline that you would want to impart to our viewers on how to do money management, and I admire you for that, no.
I was just lucky din, no. I was just lucky din that yung trabaho ko was a walking distance. Well, not walking distance, pero medyo malapit lang sa sa tinitiran ko.
Sa US na yan, no?
No, here dito sa well, sa Pilipinas din. So I really need it. Ang nangyari doon, naglalakad ako papuntang office, and 'di ba, exercise pa 'yun. Pero ang nangyari din dito sa US, where I was working right now, where I'm working right now, malapit din sa where I was staying. Pero wala pa akong sasakyan during that time. So ang nangyari is so ang nangyari,
I remember tumawag ka sa akin na naglalakad ka na sabi mo ang lamig, tapos you were chilling, no? So I can
hindi naman masyado pan. The office was about mga 1.5 miles 1.5 miles from the house. So since wala akong sasakyan, nilalakad ko 'yun, no? And that was around September, August, September, all the way to October, November, December, nilalakad ko 'yun.
I know.
No, in the cold, sinabi ko sa sarili ko na this is something that has to change, no? Alam niyo naman dito sa California, driving country to, so you can never get around. You can't get around in public transportation. Kailangan mo talaga ng sasakyan. Now, for me, it was a challenge na because I came here with nothing to my name. With practically nothing. So I had to build from scratch. And yung currency dito sa US, if you want to buy anything, is what they call your credit score, no? Which I did not have any. Wala. As in zero talaga ako dito, no? So it took me this long, no, to be able to build up a credit score that will be palatable, no, acceptable, na to extend me a line of credit so that I can buy the car. And along the way, kwan yun. It's been a challenge. We had a lot of sacrifices, all towards that goal that one day, na I will be able to buy my own car. That here, on my own effort, on my own my parents taught me a long time ago that I can only rely on myself for all of these things, no. Hindi sila, they will not be, they probably don't have the means, no, to be able to provide that, so ako lang yun. So I always go back to those 4 months, no, to those 4 months when I was starting to work, when I was working here, starting to work here, na nilalakad ko yun, no. That's about mga 2 kilometers, no, in the rain, in the cold, in the hail, no, no, in the cold morning.
So, yun
Thinking
nga,
to myself, na one day, okay, one day, I'm doing all this kasi I need necessity, eh. So this is something that I need. I'm working towards that goal. Yun yung goal ko.
the end goal, di ba?
The
To
end
have a
goal, right.
sasakyan, di ba? So, yun,
So sa mga, so
mas
mga,
maganda, yes,
Mhm.
mas maganda yung feeling kasi pinaghirapan mo talaga.
Yeah.
And then that's why it's very important to have your why at anything that
Exactly.
you do kasi once that you have that and you will have that end goal, alam mo pag ma-achieve mo yon, ang sarap talaga ng feeling, di ba? Sense of
Iba talaga.
achievement.
Yeah, iba talaga yung sense
Yeah,
of achievement.
congratulations! I'm so happy
Babalik
for
at babalik
you. We
ako
are so
dun
happy.
babalik ako dun na sa goal, no, na babalik at babalik din ako dun sa goal, the idea that things can be achieved, no, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Was this, we are rewarded by our patience and our diligence. Hindi po siya madali. It doesn't happen overnight, no. It's something that I've been working on for the past past couple of months. Pero maganda nga yung
Yes.
feeling, masarap yung feeling, and it's something that I would like to share with everybody, no, that things can happen. Things can happen with us if we have a goal, no, and we have a plan, to achieve it. So nabunga na siya.
Agree. Very well said, no? So, yun, ang saya namin, no? Kaming mga love of your life and yung mga friends mo of what we have achieved. Okay! So, ang
Alright.
dami naman palang magagandang nangyayari in September. And sana October, the vibe will continue. And I hope that it will be an October best for all of us, no? Especially the viewers.
Yeah. We're looking forward to the next 3 months, not even the next 3 months, in the future, no, with optimism that some good news can happen, no. Good things can happen in 2020 kung alam lang natin kung anong hinahabol natin, if we know what we're looking for. All right? So do not give up, do not lose hope, all right? And yung favorite saying natin, find a way, no? Find a way. And find a way. Things can be achieved. A lot of things can be achieved. Okay. So, Haydee, this month is Life Insurance Consciousness Month. Okay? Ano kaya yun?
So, yun. It brings us to invite somebody who's an institution already in the industry, no? So, probably when we get back after our gap, we will be able to interview him kung ano yung plano ng life underwriters of the Philippines for the Life Insurance Consciousness Month. So basically, for the entire month, we will be inviting people from the industry so that we will have that knowledge, no, and some tips on how to find the right advisors for you. So later, we will also be discussing kung ano yung mga myths, no? So you can tune in and yeah. Before we go to our gap, Sonny, I'd like to acknowledge Miss meron tayong mga viewers, no, na nasa si Ansi Balindong. Hello. And Shatri Mezgo. How are you? Bumalik na yung Sid Lucero look-alike daw. So eto na pala si Shatri. Hi, good evening and thank you for tuning in tonight.
Thank you for being here with us tonight. Right.
Yes.
So as you said, no, despite the pandemic, the lockdown, and COVID, and everything that's happening, tuloy pa rin ang activities ng ng Life Underwriters Association of the Philippines, no, to serve the industry, agents, and the general public. So we invited a very important guest, no, here to talk about what's in store for the industry this month. Right? Can you introduce our
Yep.
guest, Haydee?
Yeah. So tonight we are privileged to have somebody with us. No, he's over 10 years in the industry already as a pro-life financial advisor,
Mm-hmm.
and a seven-time million-dollar round table member with two court of the table qualification, a first-time President's Club qualifier, a registered financial planner, a fellow chartered financial practitioner, a chartered trust estate planner by the American Academy of Financial Management, a certified wealth planner and certified estate planner of the Philippines, a founding partner of Spark Amber Life Insurance Company, 2020's Life Underwriters of the Philippines National President, none other than our distinguished guest, Mr. Willison Yu.
All right.
Hello.
Good evening,
Hi,
Heidi. Good
Sir
evening, Sonny.
Willison.
Hello, Sir Wilson.
Hi, hi. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our honor to have
It's
you
the
in the show. It's a privilege to have you. Thank you. We understand that you're very busy because the
for the
convention, no, and
preparations.
yeah, and all the activities that are happening, no, for Life Insurance Consciousness Month. And thank you for your time here today. No, we are honored to have you here, and maybe and you will be the best person. You're the best person to be able to talk about what's happening to the industry, what's happening to the association, no? Ano po yung mga activities natin, no? And as Heidi mentioned kanina, maybe you can shed some light, no, to the general public of what ano ba to? Ano bang ginagawa ng LUA, and how are we in service? How are you in service to the general public? Okay? So let's start first, Sir Wilson. Kumusta po kayo? How are you? How are you today? How are you in general?
During this pandemic,
Well,
specifically.
I've been doing well. I'm enjoying the time that I've been able to spend with the kids, and I
Okay.
think they're enjoying this as well. Relatively, I think in business we've been good. We've been doing well, relative to the pandemic as well, of course. But very busy with the activities of LUAP.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, Heidi gave us a little introduction about your accomplishments. No, congratulations, sir. All right. And right now you are the 2020 national president of LUAP. All right. Tell us a little bit
The
about
Life Underwriters of the
Life
Philippines.
Underwriters Association of the Philippines. All right. Tell us a little bit about LUA and the mission of LUA.
Okay. LUAP was established in 1984. So the main mission back then was really to provide learning opportunities for financial advisors so that we can professionalize the whole industry. In the way we do things, the way we do our practices. And we pattern this with the learnings that we get from the different countries that hold different conventions. So to this day, we still hold the same mission, but we've upgraded a little bit as well. Well, we included being the voice of the financial advisors as part of our mission to the industry and to the financial advisors profession. What do we mean by being the voice? There are things that we have to look into with regards to the welfare of the financial advisors. And the association is taking on that responsibility.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So,
Yeah, ano yung
right.
Sir Wilson, thank you for that, no? So, sino yung mga officers ngayon sa LUWAP?
Okay. So, good evening to my board. Okay. Shout
They're
out to.
watching right now.
I hope so. Okay. So, part of the board would be my first VP. My first VP comes from Manulife. She's Christine Duran. Okay. The second VP is Miss
Hi,
Karen.
Christine.
Yeah. So she heads the chapter committee of the association. The second VP is Miss Karen Yulo of Sun Life. Okay, our secretary, our board's national board secretary is Miss Agnes Lang from Sun Life, and our national treasurer is Mr. John Lau of Pru Life as well. Together with them are our board of trustees. Okay, Rachel Arimas of Coco Life, Sharon Ang of Allianz, Justin Aceron of Sun Life Grepa, Josh Boyabo of PhilAm Life, Ian Cabanilla of Insular Life, Christina Masiba of PhilAm Life, Nona Medina of FWD, Francis Navarro of Manulife, Unity Yang of AXA, and Don Zoleta of Insular Life. So as you can see, the board is comprised of several companies. It's well represented. We try to make it as much as possible well represented of the whole population.
Wow,
Yeah.
ang galing naman, no? So,
Ang galing, no?
oo,
Lahat ng
from-
companies nandyan, no? So, very well represented.
I understand the members of the board are volunteers. Am I right?
Yes.
Tama ba? Yung mga ginagawa po ninyo, no? Right, it's totally voluntary. Wow,
It's
that's
really a service to give back to the industry. So the industry has treated us very well, and it's our turn also to give back to the industry and help the whole, uplift the whole industry as well.
okay.
Yeah, speaking of the industry, Sir Willison, no? Can you tell us about the status of the life insurance industry right now, and how is it faring in 2020, especially in this pandemic?
Yeah. I think it's like any other industry in not just in the Philippines but in the world. I think it's also been affected. The numbers aren't out yet. IC hasn't released any numbers since for the year because of the pandemic. So there's a lot of backlogs in terms of reporting. As you will hear also from Attorney Funa in our convention tomorrow. But I think speaking in behalf of the whole industry, we have experienced reduction in terms of sales, but I think it's relatively to the other industries, we are faring better.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, because of this pandemic, nga, no, it forced it forced many industries to adapt some changes. No, what are some changes that you see? No, that the industry has adapted. No, to be able to adjust to the current situation.
Well, I think even prior to the pandemic, there has been changes already being adopted by the companies in terms of digitalization. Although it might have been a little bit slower in terms of the release. Maybe companies try to make it as perfect as possible before they release it. Back then, you can do the normal physical transactions with efficiencies din naman eh, diba? So I think walang urgency back then. But first of all, I'd like to thank the Insurance Commission for allowing the companies to do the non-face-to-face transactions and digital virtual selling already. Okay, so if it wasn't for their guidance also, I think none of the things that are happening right now would be in fruition. But to answer your question, I think the companies all have adjusted, and I think the beauty of not naman beauty, but I think one of the benefits that the pandemic has given is the fast track of all of the plans for digitalization. So yeah, so I think most companies have already adjusted, and it's really more on clientele also getting used to it. But I think one of the the blockage there is we are a country of very warm people, eh, di ba? Iba pa rin yung pag nag-meet kayo, there's a handshake, there's a beso-beso, or there's a warm hug. And even though you can do transactions in virtually, that's something most people will miss. So
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
to hear, Sir Wilson. No, that we are moving forward in the technological space, no, to be able to do our business, no, in our business digitally, no.
Digitalization.
The parang na accelerate, no, yung digitalization of our business, which is
Mhm.
a long time coming, no. It's something that I think when I think about it, the pandemic, it's an opportunity that the pandemic has pushed forward, no. Parang na-accelerate talaga siya, and that would be the new normal, and it's probably going to be normal normal for us, no, in the
You
future.
know,
And
San,
mhm,
I heard, no, I heard that the financial advisors are actually enjoying it, no, adapting to the digitalization because it cuts time, the travel time,
okay.
and they are more productive at this times, no, in meeting their clients. Kasi ano na lang just the click of the finger, you can already set an appointment, diba, Sir
Right.
Wilson?
yeah, that's true. Like I mentioned in one of the articles that I got
Mhm.
interviewed with, its efficiency really is the benefit of all of this digitalization.
Efficient.
Gone are the days that we are stuck in traffic for 3 hours going to and fro from one meeting to another, and
Right.
that drastically increases the number of face the number of activities that we get to do on a day-to-day basis. And yes, I think especially nowadays that probably about 50 to 60% of our agency forces in different companies are composed of millennials. Um, Adaptation to this digitalization is really not hard for them.
Mhm. Right. So that's a welcome development, no, for the industry. Going paperless, that's definitely a step forward, no. And yung nga ang sinasabi nga nila is that they were fearing the idea of working from home, no, even before
Mhm.
the pandemic, no. Kung sa bahay ka lang, dapat nasa office ka to do your prospecting, to do your activities, no, because there's this idea that productivity means presence. Dapat nandun ka, no, to be able to be productive. But we're seeing that it can be done, no, that productivity can be done in any environment, in
Mhm.
any space, in any workspace, wherever it is, as long as you have the technology to be able to execute it, no. So that's something that a long time coming, as I said, but it's a welcome development for the industry. And I'd like to even commend or comment, no, that in Asia, maybe because of the technology, no, medyo a step ahead po kayo sa you're a step ahead in all this in the digitalization of products, of presentations, and so on. Because in my company, medyo we're uh, in my company where I am right now, we're a little bit delayed, no, sa ganyan transactions because well, um, let's say that
Wala pa kayong
the
digitalization.
adaption, well, digitalization is there, but the adaption, no, adaptation, yung pag-adapt, no, adopt, especially for the older agents, has not been embraced. But it's something that will happen whether we like it or not. Okay, thank you for that update sa industry, Sir Wilson. No, we're very optimistic. We're very no, we're very optimistic that since this is the way forward, it will lead to new and greater things for all of us. Let's talk about the convention, no? Kasi that's why we're here. Kumusta po ang preparations natin sa convention?
Well, things are done. The beauty of the convention right now, kasi that we're doing, since it's virtual, wala nang virtual, wala nang physical
Oo nga eh.
to the venues,
Oo.
and everything can be done from. Yeah. Back then,
Right.
12 o'clock, 1 a.m., we're still in the bed making sure that everything's done. But right
Agree.
now, since it's done virtually, and setting up the website was the first thing that we had to do.
Right. The Lua convention kasi is something close to my heart, di ba? Something close to my heart
It's
because
the
to be
place.
honest, I started my career in the insurance industry because of the Lua convention. My first
Oh, wow.
exposure to my first exposure, hindi pa po ako ano, I didn't have any exposure to the industry, and my first exposure was when one of the executives told me in one of my job interviews, oh sige, sige, what I want you to do, punta ka sa I was in Davao that time. May Luwab convention mamayang gabi. All right, you will be my guest. All right, so that you will know what the industry is all about. And that was
Oh,
one great Luwab convention. I had a great we had a
who were
great
the
lineup of
speakers
speakers.
at that time?
Yeah, we had a great lineup of speakers. And ito ako, I mean, I didn't know anybody, but during that time the speakers were Rex Mendoza when he was still Rex Mendoza when he was still in Ayala, but he used to be with Film Life. Sina Vicky Sumbing of Manulife, Bobby Madrid, and this was the Luwa Convention Mindanao. Davao lang yun, no? We had the insurance commissioner, we had we had a great lineup of speakers. They had a great lineup of speakers, and from that Luwa Convention, that was my first day in the insurance industry. Nag-join ako ng Luwa Convention, and he was like, and this is what I want to be. This is where I want to be. Ganito pala ito, no? So the Luwa Convention is something of a pilgrimage for me. So every year nagjo-join talaga kami ng Luwa Convention. It was a great opportunity for growth. Yun yung
Yes,
first
it's actually,
Oh,
you know, it's actually the same thing that we wanted to achieve this year. And when I think when you got to attend one of the Lua convention, it was a caravan. So it starts with Metro Manila and then it moves around
Right,
different
right.
cities, and then
mm,
so it reaches from north all the way up to the south. But as time went on, it became centered only to the metro urban cities, eh, di ba?
Mm.
And we felt that it would be a waste, sayang with the number of speakers that we get to invite. Sayang na hindi buong nationwide will be able to achieve or to see to watch the convention. And again, one opportunity that the pandemic was able to give was for us to go live nationwide with a convention such as this. So
Virtual convention. Okay.
ang galing nga, 'di ba? Kasi meron silang mga international speakers at this time, and 35 speakers, ang dami nun ha. And when it was a physical convention, parang ang hirap na yang ilagay sa isang araw, no? So anyway, the theme for the Life Underwriters Association of the Philippines, or that is Philippine Life Insurance Congress, no, is resilience, no, and resilience, braving the future. Why did you come up with the theme? How did you come up with the theme?
well, we all felt the drop in terms of one production maybe for people. Apart from that, it's really the morale of the people. People were depressed. People were down in the dumps already from not being able to go out, not being able to sell as much as they used to before. And we felt that with us Filipinos, we're very resilient. In the nature of the Filipinos are very resilient. We smile with catastrophes, with all of these calamities. We still get to manage to smile. And LUAP wants to take on that characteristic of the Filipino and make it and turn it into the theme of the convention. Resilience is the meaning of resilience is being able to bounce back immediately coming from a downturn that you've experienced. And we the Association of the Financial Advisors would like to hold the hands of all of the financial advisors, member ka man ng LUAP or not. We know you are affected by by this pandemic, and this is us extending our hand to make sure that you bounce back and finish the year 2020 with still on a high note.
All right. Okay, what can the participants expect in this convention, sir? Sino po yung lineup of speakers natin?
Well, sabi nga ni Haydee, we have 35 we
Right.
have 35 speakers. We have people from all the way from the US and London, from the different countries in Asia, from Singapore, Hong Kong, Indonesia, and of course our very own cream of the crops as well. We The speakers comprise of 4 past MDRT presidents. We have a 11-time New York best-selling author with us. Apart from that, we have a speaker, an MDRT and a financial practitioner who turned his business from a $52,000 a year business to a $52,000 a week business.
Wow.
Apart from that, of course, we have our friends from Singapore, Mr. Robert Young and Mr. Stuart Shi. We also have the editor-in-chief of Asia Advisors Network with Benjamin Ang. In terms of the locals, we have 3 distinguished guest company executives with Mr. Jumbing De Rosas of True Life, Mr. Stephen Ong of Manulife, and Mr. Benedict Season of Sun Life. Of course, Attorney Funa would grace us also with his presence and with an update on the industry. And I think, being a basketball fanatic country, we cannot not have Coach Tim Cone, the winningest coach in Philippine basketball, two-time Grand Slam, Tim Cone, right? But siguro para sa akin, one of the biggest names in the speakers lineup would be Miss Joanne Chua Yu, who is my wife.
Wow.
I had to say, she's watching the show. I had to say.
Hi, Miss Joanne.
Hi, Miss John.
Yun.
Napanood
And
ko
I
dun,
understand you also had for the early registrants, President Son, you also had Mr. Tony Gordon, di ba?
Yes, Tony Gordon. Yes.
Oh, wow.
The Tony Gordon the Great, no? So
The great
before
Tony
before we go on a gap break, I'd like to make a shout out to our viewers who's here with us tonight. Mr. Jeric Alburo, good evening. And of course,
Hello,
eto, fan ng Money and More, Mr. Wanlu Lonaria from you know where. Si Miss Apple Manansala, thank you so much for tuning in. And I've said it. Miss Joanne, hello. Of course, I know that you're watching. Your beloved husband who's live streaming tonight. And I've seen also some of the Life Underwriters Association of the Philippines officers on board who are tuning in. Good evening sa inyong lahat po. And yes, Sonny, what else? Son, we can't hear you. Yeah, so I guess
Yeah, if
so
you have any,
when we get back, sir, yes. Sonny?
if you have any questions for Mr. Wilson, kindly you can put your comments in the chat. All right, if you like what you're seeing, like and share, and we'll talk more with Mr. Wilson Yu when we get back from this break. right, welcome back, everybody. So we have a great lineup of shows here in TNC. Make sure to catch them on their times. Right, the Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Right, HR Hotline introduces us to a wonderful world of human resource management Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 12 noon. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everyone's business at 4 p.m. The fourth project is about life, business, and success stories live from Dubai, UAE, 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. Philippine on Saturdays. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what our eyes can see. I love the show. Thursdays and Saturdays, 5:30 p.m. Now, the world has faced an unprecedented pandemic. Time to hear positive testimonies straight from those who have recovered from the disease. COVID stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by tuning in to U-Turn Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Hey, in the Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about buying and owning property. Right, Mondays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Laugh and learn about puppetry arts from all over the world. The Puppet Stories, Mondays, 5:30 p.m. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas ang PNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar. Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. ULO is for all of us to understand that law is fun and cool too. All right, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
Yes, two leaders in one platform, TNC that talk, every Mondays at 12 noon. After shift is Chillaxin, show about your choices and lives after Chillaxin show about your choices and lives after work. Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Discover and learn strategies on self-leadership to win in life through Win Within, Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show, Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Global issues, common interests, learn together across borders. Foreign affairs streams on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Because health is wealth, Healthline on Wednesdays and Fridays, 4 p.m. Start your Saturdays celebrating the women at work, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. Awesome Day, Mondays at 2:30 p.m. Make sure to make your day an awesome day every day. In a world where everything is turning out digital, CyberNext aims to empower people and companies to be secure in a digital world. Streams live every Wednesdays at 12 noon. TechU helps you understand the emerging technologies shaping our future, Fridays at 2:30 p.m. Catch also our TNC original shows such as One Day, an inspiring 30-minute storytelling. It alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by TNC founders Mr. Lloyd Luna and Apple Manansala. This show is where we talk to you, our valued audience, about our shows on TNC. More upcoming shows in TNC that will inspire you. And of course, every Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m.
Okay, watch and learn
Money
about
and
money and more.
Watch and Learn and Money and More. It streams live from the Philippines and the US, 5:30 a.m. California, USA, and 8:30 p.m. in the Philippines.
All right. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Spark Amber of ProLife UK. Very proud of our very own Wilson Yu leading LUAP at these unusual times. So shout out to
Yeah.
all of our friends at ProLife UK, all of our friends in the insurance industry, right? Put in your comments, like and share, no, in the button, put a comment, right?
Yeah. And also hi to Tita Cho Isplana, no? Watching from Tarlac. Hi, Tita. Good evening.
All right. Okay, so let's go back to Mr. Wilson. Maganda yung discussion natin about the Lua P convention and all the activities that are in store for us in the industry. Right, it's very exciting times. So let's talk a little bit about the insurance agent, no, Mr. Wilson, if you don't mind. You've been in the industry for 10 years, am I right? Tama po ba? Yeah, a little over 10 years. So
More than 2 years.
How relevant is the insurance agent or the financial advisor in times like this? Okay, Mr. Wilson?
Well, we are very relevant. Yeah, so
Okay.
kumbaga, one thing I think that most people, if not all people, realize right now is we are we are not invincible. We
Okay.
are the mortality is real. And siguro prior to when the pandemic just started, the mga March, it still might seem like something that's unreal, and hindi pa rin ako tatamaan. But the longer this pandemic has happened, um, the closer the closer it is, the people that you know that are have been affected by COVID or has passed on, right? I myself, I've been doing this business for 10 years, and thankfully, nung first 9 years ko, I wasn't able to get any claims from clients. Diba? We don't like that as financial advisors. But starting this pandemic, I already had three claims, and these are not old people, relatively young, and I think people are more aware of of their mortality, and that brings the importance of us financial advisors doing our work.
Yeah, I agree, no, Sir Willison. And in fact, this current situation that we have right now, the pandemic, it has increased the awareness of the importance of getting a life insurance, most especially on the healthcare area, no. So, can you tell us how important an insurance is in the holistic picture of financial wellness?
So when I teach personal finance to people, there's always four components of personal finance. The first one is the creation. You have to create your wealth. You have to create your income, your money, your net worth. Okay. Once you start doing that, the first thing that you do is you have to manage. Okay, you have to make sure that you manage your finances as well. Money coming in, money going out, it has to be not equal. It should be lesser. Okay, money going out should be lesser. Where do you put it? Where do you manage it? You put it in a bank. You put it in wherever on what instrument that you'd like. Usually, what people do is after managing, they go directly to growing their resources, growing their assets. They go investing. You invest in stock market, you invest in bonds, you invest in real estate properties and in businesses. What people forget is the most important part of one of the most important critical cog in the financial wellness foundation, which is protecting your income, protecting your resources. Things like this happen, a pandemic happen, you get sick, okay? Your assets, your resources are not protected. You're forced to sell off your investments. The growing part suffers, okay? And what happens usually in pandemics like this when market is unstable, stock market goes down, okay, or your property prices are either remains the same or goes down a little bit, or it's harder to sell during these times as well. I know of properties in big affluent subdivisions who are up for sale, and usually prior to the pandemic that doesn't happen. It's actually prices go up. So why do they do this? It's because of certain things might not have protected their assets or their businesses as well. So that is where our job comes in as financial advisors. We have to make sure that we teach the whole process. Yes, we focus on protection because that is where our main line is, but we have to make sure that we guide them in the whole in the whole financial process.
Okay. Oh, so that's very insightful, Sir Wilson. No? I like what you said about people jumping, no, directly to
Investing.
investments, no, without adequate protection. Parang na-skip nila yung part na yun, no. So when crises like this happen, no, as you mentioned, hindi sila protected and they're caught parang off guard, no, that my real estate will not protect me, my my stock investments will not protect me, no. So that is
Especially at this time na mababa yung stocks, di ba?
right. My stocks will not pay for my hospital bills, no. So no. So it's
Yeah.
it's insurance, no, that that creates that immediate equity, no, during these times. Right. So in your experience, Sir Wilson, we'll be asking you some quick questions, no, parang tayo some quick questions, no, because we want to be able to debunk a little bit about the some myths and misconceptions nga, no, about insurance and maybe even the insurance agent. Di ba? Marami po kasi mga I mean, in general, maybe, people still have a lot of misconceptions about the industry and about life insurance agents. So maybe you can shed some light, no, to us, no. One of the biggest fears, for example, one of the biggest fears of one of the biggest fears in this time, during these times of crisis, is that insurance companies may go bankrupt, all right, maybe or close shop, no, fail and may not pay benefits. No, how do we address this this fear, no, of the general public?
So first thing, maybe usual kasi misconceptions before was brought about by experiences that they had in the past. Specifically with some of the companies that were called insurances, but are actually non-life insurances. So
Okay.
back then, we'll name some names since close na naman sila, like the likes of Cap. Diba?
Okay.
Sarado naman kasi sila. So they were called insurances before, but they were really non-life insurances. And back then, these non-life insurances were regulated only by the SEC, or the Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay. Of course, they have their security measures there as well. But you have to understand, SEC takes care of hundreds of thousands of corporations in the Philippines, and the reach is going to be very difficult as well. So when things happened with CAP and all of those other non-life insurances happened, the bureau, the Department of Finance, assigned the non-life insurances to the Insurance Commission, who has a more stricter guidelines for insurance companies. So there's such a thing. There's such a thing as a capital requirement that was introduced back then, a few years back. Okay, what is capital requirement? Is that it's the amount of liquid assets, or easily liquidated assets the company that an insurance company must have. Okay, why is this important? It makes now people more, or one, it makes companies take care of their capital requirements, setting aside money to be able to be able to fund uh, short term claims for clients. Okay, and that day it started with 250 million. Now in 2009, in 2019 it was increased to 900 million. Okay, 900 million na siya. In 2022, it should be increased to 1.3 billion pesos. But there is a lobbying there of it to be maintained at 900 million, because probably 900 million is well enough already. Apart from that, okay, so that takes care of supposedly the money issue. May pera ang mga life insurance companies that are set aside, and that is a requirement. Parang bangko, sinaset ng BSP, kailangan mo may reserve requirements ka for life insurance and non-life insurances. May capital requirement ka set aside. But apart from that, life insurance, there's really no such. Yes, they close down. Some companies close down, but they don't really disappear in terms of the policies that you hold. Okay.
Yes.
Usually these are acquired, most and often than not, they are all acquired by certain companies as well. So big company A will take care of a company B that closes down. Company C takes care of a company that closes down. Company D, like that. So it's folded in. Okay, so yung policy na kinuha mo, especially if it's a life insurance policy, doesn't go away. So you will still enjoy your benefits, but also, or your heirs will enjoy your benefits should something happen.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So we are assured, no, that in terms of capitalization, the insurance companies right now will be able to pay these claims. Right. And your testimony to this, as you mentioned, no, you had 3 claims. Is that right? No, 3
Yeah.
claims this year. So that gives us the reassurance, no, that we are not going away and the insurance policies that we bought from companies that may no longer be here are still being serviced by companies who have acquired these policies, right? So rest assured po natin yan. So that's all well and good, Sir Wilson. Now let's talk about some misconceptions about the agent, about the life insurance agent. No, so I hope this is not true, but there can be a negative outlook, no, in the public about the life insurance agent, and there are many, let's say, underlying issues there. How do we talk about this? How do we address this?
It's a very difficult question, parang Miss Universe na question. Yeah, but let me put it this way. The misconceptions with financial advisors are also brought about by the financial advisors ourselves.
Okay. Okay.
When people, yeah, I'll be honest. We'll be blunt. Okay. When people say wala na akong financial advisor, you're a fly by night. That's one thing. Eh. You sell to me, and then after a few years, when you finish getting your commissions, I don't see you anymore. Okay, that really happens. But the attrition rate of a financial advisor in the insurance industry, only about 3 to 4% will stay for about from 5 years onwards. Okay, those that agents that are licensed right now, 3 years time, 4 years time, 97% of them are gone. Okay, that is really how the sales industry, the sales industry works. Okay, so sa atin, so what do we do? Okay, for us in the Life Underwriters Association, what we try to do is again introduce a lot of learning opportunities for financial advisors for you to be able to upgrade yourselves. Kasi why do financial advisors leave the business? There's just one reason. Hindi ka kumikita. And you're not earning money. Okay? Yes, we have a noble profession. Okay, the nobility of the profession, we provide income, we provide money to people who are in need and times that they need it the most. Okay, but if you yourself don't earn money, hindi mo magagawa yung profession, and that's why they leave. And one reason why they leave, why they don't earn money is because they don't know what they're doing. Right? Probably the lack of skill, the lack of knowledge, the lack of ideas on how successful people are doing it. And that is what we are doing. We are bringing successful people to the financial advisors. Learn from them. Get every bit of information of their sharing of best practices and use it for your business. Okay? Most often na naman, since they are the things that they are doing are working, it should probably work for you as well. Okay, so if you do that, it works for you. You earn. You'd probably stay, and hopefully, with that, that misconception of a financial advisor that being fly by night will slowly in time go away. Another thing, na misconception is ang habol mo lang commission. Most people will sell you something that you probably don't need. Okay, so that's one thing also. Sorry, in terms of knowledge, diba? You should be doing your job. Sabi nga natin, mission before commission. Okay, it shouldn't be a or. And yan, mission yan talaga dapat before you do the commission. And we have to. That one's harder to imbibe in every financial advisor. And I hope managers or managers who are listening, you instill that in all of the financial advisors that you recruit into the business. Make sure that they sell what the client needs and not what you want them to buy. Okay, so those are some of the things that we have to work out para mabawasan natin yung mga misconceptions about the financial advisor.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something that we've been working on. No, that's why the Luau Convention is one of those tools, no, that we use to professionalize this business. And it's a great business. I mean, many of us have been here for 10 years. Yourself, 20 years, no, 30 years, 40 years, even 50 years now in this business. So it's something. It's a career, no, for many of them. And we're very encouraged. No, we're very encouraged. As talk to your financial advisor because I think they would know. No, they would know in knowledge would know what to do. right? We have a question
Yeah.
later, but let's.
Yes.
There are questions in the chat, but let's take a break, right? And we'll come back with Mr. Wilson Yu. All right, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
All
Yeah.
right,
And continue, Sonny. Let's do a shout out to Brendan Uy, who's watching from Quezon City. And yeah, yes.
okay, so we have
So we have a question in the chat room for Mr. Willison, you to answer.
right. This is from Mr. Griffin Doms. All right, as a customer, how do I choose the right financial advisor for me? Okay, maybe Mr. Wilson can answer this for us.
Well, one, you have to make sure that the financial advisor is very knowledgeable. Okay, knows what he's talking about. Um, Ako, one of the no-nos that I tell the team that we have is you do not come prepared with presentation materials or policy or proposals it's the first time that you meet. So make sure that the financial advisors goes through a process called fact finding, knowing you better, asking you what are your financial goals. Okay. Again, the most important thing is you. Okay, it's you, the customer. You have to be able to share with us also honestly. What are the things that you're aiming for? Your goals are. What are the things that you're spending at? How much you are earning as well, or how much at least you want to be able to set aside at a comfortable level. Okay. There is such a thing as an ideal amount that you want to set aside, but there's also such a thing as a comfortable amount that you will be able to set aside. Ano yung difference? Diba? Ideal is this is what you need to achieve your goal. It might be something that you can set aside naman, diba? But you have to weigh it also with something that is comfortable. Comfortable means there will be lesser chance of you not continuing the plan that you take. Okay, so those are the things. Another thing is trust. I know it's harder for you to find out if you trust the person or not. But most usually naman kasi the financial advisors that approach you are also your friends. Either someone you know, someone who has referred them, or your friend, your family. And usually these people are the people that you trust. Okay. Now, if a person is someone that is alien to you, is someone new, okay, totally someone that say you meet, you get to see them from Facebook, from IG, or from all of those things. Do your research. Okay. One thing that is good with with the world right now, everything is really searchable, diba? Sabi ko nga sa mga agents namin, be careful when you do approach clients. Make sure you do your research, but also remember your clients are also doing their research as well. So make sure that one, you do your job right. No one complains about you. You do your proper customer service. Okay. Second, you do your when you do your own posting as well, you make sure that what you're posting online are things na kaaya-aya naman, di ba? And because that is what the clients will be finding out also. So those are the things. Trust is one. Knowledge is very, very important. I've had clients who ako, one of the experiences na siguro good that I've had before was one client kept on asking questions. Lahat din na to about estate planning, about all of the nitty gritty about it. And I just kept on answering. Okay? And then sabi niya sa akin, grabe, ikaw lang yung first person that I kept on asking na lahat nasagot. All the other financial advisors that approached me told me na they had to call their managers, they had to text someone to ask ask for the answers. May iba pa pinakausap mismo yung manager sa kanya. So knowledge is very, very important. And you have to invest on it.
Ayun, no? Griffin Doms, no? I hope that that answers your question. So, ang daming tips na ibinigay si President Willison about knowing or choosing the right financial advisor. Tsaka before anything else, President Willison, may isa pang nag-text, no? Nagtatanong, how do you determine the right amount of insurance or protection coverage?
Oh, there's a lot of ways. You can do the human economic value. You can do based on the age of the youngest child. There you can also use the 10-year, the more simpler 10 years times 10, times 10. But apart from that, the first thing that you actually have to determine is, do you have dependents or not? Okay, at least when we're talking about life insurance, if no one is dependent on the income that you're earning, magagalit sa akin mga iba, you don't need life insurance. Okay? You do need other forms of insurances like health insurance, disability insurance, accident insurance, because those are the insurances that that will cause you to stop earning, but still continue spending and actually spending more. Okay, so there's really a lot of there's really no hard and fast rule. It's actually what is, again, babalik ako, what is convenient, what is comfortable, and what is ideal. I might give you the human economic value, but the ideal amount there, you'd have to spend premiums up about 20,000, but ang kaya mo lang really is really about mga 10,000. Then we'd have to find we'd find other computations for it. Maybe you use the times 10 first, and slowly build up afterwards.
Right. So I think the best advice there is that you talk to your financial advisor, because they would be knowledgeable, all right, about how to get about on the right insurance amount. All right. Wag po kayong matakot sa insurance advisor ninyo. Okay, wag niyo
May
silang
pahabol. Sunny, may pahabol pa, Sunny.
Uh-huh.
From a millennial. I'm 22 years old, and I've met a financial advisor who discussed about retirement. Is it the right time for me to get one? I'm still very young, and I know that retirement is still very far from that attained age. No, is still very far pa daw for him. So, is it ideal for a millennial to prepare for his retirement at this time?
What's the name of the person?
Jude.
Jude. Okay.
June.
Hi, Jude. Yes. If you were to ask me as a financial advisor, not as an insurance professional, yes, this is the right time for you to start saving up for retirement. It's not planning. You do not plan yet for your retirement. You just start saving. Okay, how much do you want to save? Save again. What is comfortable? What is comfortable for you? Bakit namin sinasabing this is the right time for you? At age 22, I don't know your circumstances. I'm assuming you are single. Wala ka bang dependents? There's no one dependent on your income. Meaning, you don't have to buy milk for your babies. You don't have to set aside college education funds for your kids. Wala kang pinag-aalalaanan na iba maliban sa sarili mo. Okay? So you start setting it aside. We learned that the hard way. Diba? Sa amin back then, when you get your first salary, you set aside a little bit of money. And then, sabi ko nga, sana may nagturo sa akin nung bata-bata ako, di ba? But you started with again, I have the same mentality. Retirement is 40 years, 50 years down, or 40 years down the road. It's not something that is that I have to set aside for. Okay? But pag nag-asawa ka na, pag nagkaroon ka na ng anak, actually when you just have pag nagkaroon ka ng girlfriend and you start planning for the future, your money goes to somewhere else. And then most usually than not, it's not for yourself. Okay? So ako, tama yung suggestion sa'yo. Right now, when there's no one else that depend on you, start saving up for your retirement. Save lang. Tapos once that there are other things more important already not that retirement's not important, but more pressing siguro, like buying diapers, buying milk, diba? Then you focus on that. Diba? Tapos balikan mo when you're already in your late 40s and your 50s. And pag binalikan mo, I will guarantee you will be surprised na yung set aside mo probably for 4 years, 5 years when you were in your 20s has grown tremendously by that time.
Grabe, no? Habang tumatagal, nagiging exciting and interesting yung topics natin. Parang kulang na kulang yung oras.
Kulang ng oras. But anyway,
Kulang, no?
It's been great talking to you, Sir Wilson. If you have any questions for Sir Wilson, you can find him in Facebook, I suppose. No, and you can even post the questions in the chat, and maybe you can answer them later on. All right, Sir Wilson, would you like to invite our insurance practitioners, to the LUA convention, the activities of our LUA?
Okay, so once again, like I mentioned kanina, knowledge is really something very important for us financial advisors. You have to invest on your knowledge. Getting it free is good, but in my past experiences, something that you pay for is actually better. You have more, mas may investment ka to the things that you learn from something that you pay with. Okay, so invest. Okay, you saw my credentials. I have so many things that I invested money for. But those all goes back to you as well. Pag tumagal-tagal. Sabi nga may nagsabi nga, di ba? If you wanna really stay in this business for long, you have to really invest on your learnings. And LUAP is here for you to provide you with top-notch learning experience opportunities. Okay, apart from the PLIC and MDRT virtual convention this October, tomorrow it actually starts tomorrow. You can still register and sign up. You just go to www.lifeconph.com. Everything is easy, registration and easy is easy. Apart from this, siguro just one thing that I'd like to say about the convention that is unique. Okay, the platform that the format that we made here takes into consideration the idea that 90% of us financial advisors are part-timers. Okay, so you do have your work, your daily day jobs or your businesses. You do have, I know you take care of your kids when you do online schooling as well. So ang ginawa ng LUAP and MDRT MCC is we did most of the videos on demand. On demand meaning you can watch it any time of the day. Okay. Apart from the plenary sessions, plenary is a must watch from 9 a.m. daily to about 11 a.m. Okay. Apart from that, most of the videos will be on demand. Okay. And again, we understand 35 speakers is a lot. So baka hindi mo maubos in 3 days. Diba? We are extending access to the website until October 31.
Wow.
Okay? May one or two videos ka lang a day that you watch. You will gain so much. Okay, so again, we are doing this for you financial advisors because we want you to bounce back. We want you to end your 2020 without sacrificing your goals. Okay, and so I hope I see you guys tomorrow in our virtual convention. And I'd like to say thank you to Haydee and to Sonny for giving us the opportunity to promote the convention of LUAP and MDRT MCC.
All right.
It's a
Thank you, Sir Wilson.
for being here tonight. Yeah. By the way, Sir Wilson, before we go, there are financial advisors who are asking kung hanggang kailan pa po daw sila pwedeng mag-register. So you were saying that can still be viewed until there was an extension of the viewing until October 31. So after the convention days, which is October 7 to 9, can they still register? And how much would it cost them?
Okay. So yes, so kayo first na makakarinig, we were supposed to announce this also by
Wow.
October 10. But yes, you can still if you missed registering today or within 7 8 October 7 to 9, you can still register and watch all of the videos from October 10 to 31. So any from those days you can still continue registering. Okay, we will still accept registration, and the fee will still be 100. Will still be an affordable 1,000 pesos.
Oh my
1,000
God.
pesos
Grabe.
speakers is just like an investment of 30 pesos per speaker. I think sobrang sulit na yan, right?
Oh yeah,
Parang
definitely.
mas mura pa yata. 35 speakers at
Yeah,
1,000 pesos. Oh my God. So, yes, again, Sir Willison, thank you so much for gracing our show tonight. And may nagsabi dito si Mr. Drenda na part 2 daw kasi nabibitin, no? Nabibitin. So, if you have questions pa, Sir Willison will still be able to catch that kasi we will be giving them to him, no, yung mga questions. Just write in the comment box.
Sonny, Haydee, ako this is one of my dreams, no? Kumbaga yung I will ask the host na pwedeng bumate.
Sure.
Sure. Sure. Anytime,
Okay.
sir. Go on.
So I'd like to say hi to my family. Some are from the US, so they are watching. So and I'd like to say hi to them. I'd like to say hi to my wife. Okay. And our team, Spark Amber Life Insurance Agency of Brunei, especially the Gen XLs.
Wow. Yun lang po ba?
And of course, the Luwak board and our MDR, our very good friends from MDRT MCC.
Yes. So anyway, if they were not able to tune in tonight, Sir Willison, you can just ask them to go to YouTube and Facebook kasi they can view this episode at any time. Tsaka mas maganda kung i-like and share nila, di ba? So we're looking forward to another part 2 with you, Sir Willison, kasi kanina parang we were just talking about retirement and wala pa doon yung educational planning, yung estate planning, and a lot more, no? So I hope that you'll be available with the time na mag-ano na naman kami sa iyo, maghingi ng guesting.
Right.
And for you, anytime.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. And thank you to our viewers. Thank you, everybody watching. All right. Don't forget to do a convention. It's Life Insurance Consciousness Month this month, right? A major event. If you're a financial advisor, it's a great opportunity for you to expand your knowledge. And sabi nga nila, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to Money and More. This is Sonny Jaldon from California with Haydee Lumayno. Speaking from Cebu, always remember that financial wellness is in your hands. Bye, everybody.
Good evening.